Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Gaming with me, Tony Mo. Welcome back to Destiny, and welcome back to the daily. Our third daily of the series, and this is going to be the first one that actually has a modifier chosen by you, the community. Really stoked about this. So for those of you who aren't aware of what the daily is, let's click a recap. Essentially, it's a series where I go ahead and once a week play through the heroic story for one of the days, solo, while also answering questions and creating topics, and creating discussion, I should say, based on topics and questions that you have submitted. On top of that, there's a submitted viewer modifier. For example, Sidearms only, which is what we're going to be doing today in case you didn't recognize from the title. That one, of course, was submitted by Jason Fox. Waiting for someone to say Sidearms only. You guys know I'm a big fan of Sidearms. So we're going to be using my Jabberhacky D, which I haven't actually finished leveling all the way. I figured this was a good opportunity to do that. So I grabbed myself with a special synth, and we're going to head on into battle with this thing. Admittedly, I'm a bit concerned, because if you haven't noticed what the daily is, it just so happens to be the Wakening. So we have to go to the Temple of Crota and destroy Crota's soul, which is that giant, like, thing. And I know that I'm, like, way out light leveling it, even on heroic, but there's a part of me that's like, is the sidearm really gonna work for this? I guess we'll find out. I can still use my super and I can still use grenades, I just can't use any other weapons. So, let's go take a look at how we're gonna gear up for this. I'm probably gonna want to put away some of this stuff that isn't entirely finished. Although Immolation Fist might be nice to have, I'm actually considering going with Defender on this. Giving myself a bubble just in case things get really bad, but at the same time I just kind of feel like Sunbreaker, just do more damage, and that's kind of your saving grace right there. So I think what we'll do, I'm trying to see if I have anything that buffs Sidearms here. I do, but sadly it's not leveled, so I'm kind of screwed with that. Yeah, alright, let's run the Immolation Fist. We'll keep those on. I do think that I'm going to switch over to my Desk Render Type 0 there, get something a little bit more leveled up. We'll keep the Warnumix mark on. Got our Sidearm. Just for the sake of movement speed and such, I'm going to actually go ahead. Actually, you know what? I'm going to have this equipped just because I'm trying to level this thing up. Alright, I think we're good to go. Let's go ahead and head into this mission and get our butt sorely kicked, I imagine. This is actually the first time I feel like I'm not going to complete one of these, so I'm not sure how good of an idea the modifiers thing actually was, but I did say that I felt the daily heroic story was much too easy these days, so that's what I get. So sadly, everyone was so overwhelmed, I think, with wanting to submit modifiers with me that we didn't actually get any submissions for new topics of discussion in the last video. But luckily, we still have some hanging over from the first video. I just wanted to remind you guys, make sure to submit not only your suggested modifiers, but also any questions or topics that you would like to see me go over in these videos. Because we're running out here. We're getting low. But we've got a couple still hanging around from last week. And to go ahead and start off, this is a very big and broad topic from Fark S. He asks, how about you discuss the future of franchises? So, basically one big whole discussion regarding the concept of the future of franchises, which it seems really, you know, like an open generic topic, but I don't think it is. I think, like he said actually in his comment, you can apply this to a lot of different situations, and you can, you know, actually create a really good discussion about it. So, let's actually talk about that. We'll do some examples in regards to Destiny. I think overall this is actually just, you know, a really great discussion piece, so bravo to the submission on this one. But when I think about the future of franchises, the first thing that comes to mind is the way that franchises these days, you know, as it currently stands in the industry, manage to stick around. You know, I think in general in entertainment, while there is, you know, some originality, now I want to, you know, quote unquote that because I am somebody who strongly also believes that, you know, not many things are 100% original, and I don't think in order to be successful you have to be 100% original. You really, at the end of the day, just have to create a really good product, a really good piece of entertainment. Should probably be running through these, to be honest, instead of wasting ammunition on these guys. I do love this Jabberhacky, though. And it also reminds me of the Jabberwocky from Alice in Wonderland. Release the Jabberwocky! That's actually a really good remake of a film. Alright, back on topic, the future of franchises. So, you know, obviously, everything revolves around money in the end. There's huge publishers backing most of these franchises, and they realize that these franchises inherently are going to do well because they have a big fan basis already. So they want to keep them alive, you know? They want to Microsoft wanted 343 to take over Halo so it could continue to exist outside of Bungie's contract ending with them. You know, they didn't want it to go away because they knew they had a fan basis there. We're already out of ammunition. Time to go full melee. It's a good thing I brought ammo since. Actually, I have no idea if I brought ammo since. Okay, we did. Should also throw on that special telemetry. Take care of this wizard. Okay, so like I was saying, you know, obviously there's a huge amount of people out there who are looking at the future of their franchises, these big, you know, CEOs and publishers, you know, purely as a money-making aspect. Now, I imagine some of them out there do enjoy video games, you know, and they are looking at that prospect of it as well, but for them, a big part of keeping something like Halo or Destiny alive is, okay, we have the fan bases, we can continue to grow this product, and we can continue to make money. Look at Call of Duty. There's a reason it's stayed alive for so long. The thing always brings in cash. And to their... You know, I have to give props to Activision on this, you know. There are a lot of instances, I think, where a company, even though they are being successful, you know, they're making money on a product, if that product doesn't do as well as the year before, they consider that a loss, even though their profit margin could be very high. And I think that Activision has had some low times with the franchise, with Call of Duty. You know, especially Ghost. Ghost, we know, was a low selling point. It was the first time that Activision wasn't, you know, hot and heavy to go ahead and release those numbers for us. They were very hold back on that, and I don't think we ever ended up hearing like an exact thing till well after the launch of that game. Come here, you. So, you know, that was a prime example, but they kept chugging on. They realized, no, you know, we can do this. Whether they had faith in the developers to make something better that would sell better, you know, Black Ops 3 is on its way to possibly be, once again, one of the highest selling entertainment, you know, properties since Black Ops 2, actually. So, you know, obviously some faith well granted there somewhere. So that's a big part of it, right? But at the same time, I do like to think of it from the developer perspective, and I do feel that there are many situations where the developer wants to keep a franchise alive, you know? They look at something like Halo, and, you know, you have a very small amount of the people who were on the original Bungie team have stayed behind with 343. But you have people who maybe didn't work on Halo, maybe they worked on the maps, like, you know, you look at the developer, I always forget their name, who's helping work on the multiplayer maps for Halo. They helped work on some of the stuff for Reach, as well as some of the DLCs for Halo 3. You know, these are people who definitely have some sort of an investment in that franchise emotionally, and they want to see it continue. Not to mention the newcomers who are working at 343 who probably, you know, spent a lot of their afternoons enjoying Halo, now recognizing, wow, I have a chance to work on the game that I loved so very much. That's an insane opportunity. Not many people, you know, I think would pass something like that up. This is going to end badly. Honestly, if we can run past this, we're totally going to do it. Oh my god, so many thrall. So many thrall. And they're exploding. Oh, sheesh. Alrighty. You know, I never played this part with headphones on before, and I never noticed that Crota was all, like, making noises and stuff. Being a Crota dick. Okay. This is going to be challenging here. I'm trying to see. I don't really want to burn another synth. The problem here is I don't really, once again, I don't have anything on to boost ammunition, which is no bueno. I'm hoping one of these cursed thralls will drop some special ammo for me, but that rarely happens, it seems, when you need it to. We could try and duck, dodge, and weave through this, and I think that's going to be our only opportunity here as I get the hiccups from fear of death. Oh, great, we've got two of these things. I was unaware of that. Oh, not to mention a lot of explosive thrall. A lot more, and I'm dead. That's a good thing we're not in a darkness zone just yet. So, when we talk about the future of a franchise, holy hell. And, you know, the reasons that a franchise can continue to succeed, or, you know, what are sort of the... I'm trying to think of the best way to word this. What are sort of the reasons, some of the parameters that have to exist for a franchise to be able to continue, you know, well beyond what some would consider a reasonable lifespan? And honestly, it's just about making a good product. you know, it's not always about like exceptional originality and innovation from title to title. Sometimes it's just about making, you know, very specific changes to the way that the game plays. I think The Witcher, prime example of this. You look at the jump from The Witcher 1 to The Witcher 2 to The Witcher 3, huge changes. You know, but all of those changes, I think, they feel so big because it's a lot of smaller components that were altered in the gameplay experience for The Witcher. You know, going from the first to second game, they open up the world a little bit. The third game, they open up the world even more. You know, they improve the combat a little bit, but they're not really doing anything radical to what made The Witcher, you know, an exciting experience in the first place. Just lots of small improvements, and I think Halo 5 actually is a very good example of that. You look at, you know, Halo 4. Halo 4 was like, all right, this is our first time doing our own Halo game. Let's, you know, really take what started in Reach and make some, you know, some big alterations. And that necessarily wasn't the best decision. You know, they altered the core gameplay components that made Halo so successful in the first place just a little bit too much. Just a little bit too much. And, you know, a lot of us didn't like that. And as much as I enjoyed Halo 4, you know, there was a lot of it that just didn't feel like Halo. It was missing a lot of the components that made Halo's multiplayer so special. I mean, weapon loadouts was probably the worst decision they ever had for Halo. Just because that's the way that Halo's multiplayer has always sort of been successful. You know, is the idea that a lot of the gameplay surrounds the idea of weapon pickups and things of that nature. And when you go ahead and you start stripping that all away, you know, it really does change the way you're going to play the game. And in Halo 4's instance, I think it, you know, was detrimental to the experience. But now you look at Halo 5 and they're like, okay, you know, let's take a look at our roots, but let's also make some changes to the way that people play Halo. And a big part of that for them was saying, let's rework what a Spartan is. Spartans are supposed to be, you know, crazy. They always use the analogy over at 343 of Spartans are supposed to be like a jet fighter, you know, they're supposed to be powerful and fast and agile. They're not supposed to be like, you know, clunky space marines or something like that. These are well-crafted, you know, modified human beings. The chief is, you know, despite being an older version of a Spartan, he is still an exceptional soldier in a lot of ways. And so they wanted to exemplify that. They wanted to capture that in the way that you play as a Spartan, and that was you know, the first step in creating those Spartan abilities that are standard to everyone. The ability to use like a thruster pack to dodge, you know, having shoulder charge and the ability to fist slam. Like, why not? These are things that should inherently be available as a Spartan. It's, you know, it's not about some crazy outlandish abilities. They make sense for Spartans and they fit into the gameplay. And my time spent with the Halo 5 Guardians beta, you know, was exceptionally enjoyable. I am very excited for Halo 5. Especially when we start talking about multiplayer. That is something I'm looking forward to very much, for all of those reasons. So there are people out there who might say, you know, okay, it's enough, you know, time to put the franchise down. But really, when is it? When is it time to put the franchise down? I think when the developers can't find a way to make the game enjoyable anymore, then that's it. And sometimes, sadly, you don't know when that has actually arrived until you try and make a game and you see it, you know, completely fail, which that hasn't happened for Halo yet, in my opinion. You know, Halo 4 wasn't amazing, but it definitely hasn't seen a failure point. This is rough. We're gonna start meleeing some thrall here, and hopefully they drop some ammunition. I should have done like sidearm and sword combo, but we're not gonna change now. We're gonna make it. We're doing all right. Admittedly, we haven't come up against anything serious. We have managed to level up the Jabberhacky, so why don't we go ahead and put hand-loaded on there. Give us a little bit more range, and burn our second special ammo synth here. I also want to go ahead... I don't know that we have any ultras in this area, but I think I'd like to go ahead and just throw on a 3 coins, just in case. You never know. While we're at it, we'll go ahead and turn in this bounty, get another boost, hopefully, to our Jabberhacky's experience here, and let's kill an ogre with a sidearm. I'm thinking I'm going to use my super here, but I almost want to conserve it for when I get into the pit there. I don't feel like we're going to kill it with all of the ammunition that I have here, but oh, let's get up close. Hit him hard. Hit him hard. Melee. Yeah, there we go. He didn't give us any ammo. Alright, this is it. This is the fight. This is the fight. Let's make it happen. Rota. She's sounds like some Japanese samurai, man. Come on, don't you want to bring it? Alright, alright. I'm doing alright here. Let's take out this other knight. He's running away. He's afraid of the crazy guardian with the sidearm. I guess I would be too. Let's go ahead, pop super. Wreck some fools. If we can kill all these wizards with one super, that would be awesome, but I don't think it's gonna happen. Okay, we've got one wizard left. Let's go CQC her in the face. Oh, we are so screwed. I can't destroy it because I have no ammunition. Alright, time to kill ads. Lots of ads. Give me all of your special ammo. Give it to me, please. I don't know why I thought I could go under that, but apparently I can't. So we have no more synths. These dudes aren't dropping anything, which is no good. I'm hoping I can lure them over here and throw some beatdowns. No, that's probably not something I want to hit with any sort of melee at all. Where did that knight go? Okay, there's one of them. Man, that's hefty damage to me. I'm hoping the game eventually just gives me more special ammo here, but I know that's not actually something that's common with special ammo. We can't stand in that. Just blow yourself up and drop green, please. It's so much to ask. I've never like had this take this long, so now I'm starting to get concerned they're gonna spawn some more wizards or something. Alright, one blew up. Just waiting for my grenade at this point. We're gonna try and stick one of these dudes. Someone dropped a legendary engram, and we got some sidearm ammo. Alright, let's just start doing damage to Crota's soul here. Got a super up, let's hit it. We will be successful. Oh, alright, we did it. That wasn't... Oh, ow. Let's not die after the fact. Whew. Alright, that wasn't nearly as bad as I thought it was going to be. It was just a little, just small amounts of nail biting, because I really didn't want to wipe at all during the course of this, especially during a darkness zone. We only died once. I would say that it went exceptionally well, and we also managed to get a legendary engram, interestingly enough, and some more legendary marks, which are always yummy. Whew. Alright, so, yeah, I mean, this is fun because it's really difficult and actually puts my commentary skills to the test. I mean, I think this is a prime example for those of you who feel that commentary may be easy for some people, especially YouTubers. Yeah, definitely reevaluate that. It's not easy. I mean, there are people who you can definitely improve at and it can become more easy, but regardless, doing any sort of live commentary is very difficult. There's a lot to wrap your mind around, which is why, you know, sometimes you just end up not talking and you end up worrying about the fight. It's not just about multitasking. There's just a lot going on there in a lot of situations like that, but fun nonetheless. I think I managed to completely just blab on about the future of franchises. Obviously, that's a topic that has a lot of different components and different angles you can go at. But, you know, very much like I said, I think at the end of the day, what a lot of people like to think of right now is, you know, why is this franchise allowed to exist? Why should it exist? Do we need any more of it? And I think the simple answer is, as long as the developer can continue to produce something that people want to play, that is a good product, that is fun, then keep on making it. You know, I've never really had a problem with that. It's when something starts, you know, stepping away from what made that game special. And, you know, in that case, I think the developer has to make that decision too. Maybe we should just make something else. We have a lot of ideas here. Maybe they would be better fit into a new franchise, into something original, something different, rather than trying to shoehorn all of these concepts into an existing franchise just for the sake of keeping it alive. So again, that's a huge discussion. We could go on for probably another 6 episodes for that, but we won't. I want you guys to be sure to submit any other questions or topics for next week's episode down in the comments section below. If you have any other modifier ideas as well, feel free to let me know about those. We do have a bunch of them already in the first video, but I'm always looking for more of them. Just go ahead, submit away. This one happened to be sidearms only. If you have any combination ideas, I've heard something like hand cannon and sword only, so a lot of cool ideas for sure. If you have any, let me know down in the comment section below. And if you have any other questions for me regarding this series or the channel, as always, let me know down in the comment section below as well. And I will see you in the next one.